Welcome to part 3. Now I'm going to just cut this loose piece from before when I stopped and started without actually stopping and starting. Then we don't have to worry about this loose thread hanging out. Okay, so we've got our nose piece sewn in. I should be using a darker thread so you guys can see it, but you get the gist, right? Okay, next we're going to do our bias tape. Our neighbor has a huge stockpile of bias tape. There's a way to make it. I will teach you guys how to do binding if you don't know how to do binding. It's really super simple, but this, just so that you guys get the gist. But now I want you to see this. So here's the open part, okay? Here's your nose piece sewn in. See the little hole in here so that the hospital can put their metal piece in there? Got it? Makes sense? Okay. Now we're gonna sew on our bias tape. Let me go get the bias tape so you can see it. Okay, it's 1/2 inch bias tape. It's open, it's folded in twice. It comes in a package just like this, but this is how you would make it. You would cut it at 2 inches, and then you're going to iron it in half, and then you're going to iron these two pieces inside. And basically what you're doing is making sure there's no raw edges on the outside. What you're going to do is you're going to mark this at 16 inches from here to the bottom, 16 inches from the top to the bottom, which gives you 4 inches in the middle, which is where this fits in there. Okay, I'll walk you guys through it. Hold on. All right, are we ready for the bias tape edges? We're going to take our 36 inches of bias tape. We're going to mark it at 16 inches here. Okay, so mark it with your pencil. You can do the same thing here, 16 inches. Mark it with your pencil, so you've got 4 inches left in between. That's where your mask is going to tuck in for the one side, and then we're going to have both sides with the same. So two 36-inch pieces, and then we're going to sew here. That finishes this edge, so we don't have a raw edge for the hospital workers. Okay, let me go sew this. I'll be right back. Time to sew on our bias tape. Okay, so, or your binding, whichever one you're going to use. I have it tucked in all the way to the edge of the bias tape. I'm starting at the edges here. It's really important that you secure and do an extra, either drop a couple extra stitches or reinforce however you reinforce. This is where the ties are going to be tied onto them, so we want to make sure it's strong enough and it doesn't give way as they're using them. Okay, so I'm just dropping an extra stitch in there. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I forgot to sew the whole strip of the bias all the way down, so I'm going to just run this through real quick. So I'm starting at the top. I'm going to sew all the way through the mask. And it doesn't hurt to sew over the mask again, so I'm just going to zip it all the way through. Okay, we'll do the same thing on the other side. We have our finished product now. When you guys do it right the first time, you will sew starting at the top of the bias tape all the way through. Down here, you're going to reinforce the stitch, sew, reinforce the stitch, sew all the way down, flip it over, do the same for the other side. This is your finished product. You've got your pocket here. You can see where the medical workers will be able to put their metal piece in here. They'll be able to insert the filter in between here as well, and then they've got their straps so that they can secure it to their face. Great job, you guys. We are so thankful for all of your help. You guys are amazing. We've survived. Thank you.